this a true incident?
Not a true incident, but of course it is something like that.
Is your day
Because
going on? Did you do anything special till now?
not just the normal routine and reading newspaper, doing the other stuff. And the one thing was special because after a long time I finished my newspaper. Like I was reading just 1 or 2 pages in between, but
Mhm.
after 2 weeks, almost after 2 weeks, I read it completely, like for an hour, the way I used to do generally.
Mhm. That's a huge achievement. I think with newspapers, mostly we don't complete it because we don't find every piece of information interesting or useful. Is that the reason you
Yeah,
were not able to do it?
that is also a reason, but of course, I was going through a bit rest because of I had contacted dengue. So because of that, I was not reading. And today it happens like whenever I take newspaper, the moment if I start getting the interest in that, I would even read it for 2 hours. But if even if I'm not interested, I would find something and I would finish it around 40 to 45 minutes. So no
Mm,
matter how bad a day is, there is enough in my newspaper that can stick with me for 40 minutes.
okay. Okay, we'll get started with our session. Today, I wanted to test your storytelling skills. So, I'll give you three prompts. Try to inculcate those 3 points into your story. Shall we try that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. These are the simple 3 prompts. You can take it in any direction, there's no compulsion. Family trip, lost, and glad.
Okay. So
Yes.
once upon a time, there was a boy lived in a village. He used to live in a joint family, and he had seen on television that even whole family go on a trip. So one day he asked his family members that why don't we go on a trip together? And he was trying to convince them. First he got rejection. After that he was upset, but then he tried to find out some solution on the basis of which he could convince his parents to go somewhere. In fact, the other members as well. So somehow he was trying to think, and then he thought that puja is something that connects everyone together, and we should go for that only. So he asked his all his parents that he had listened about the Vaishno Devi temple, and he thought that it would be a good place and good for a family trip. So somehow he managed to convince his family members, and then they were ready for that. The tickets got booked, and he was really excited and he shared among all his friends that how he first thought of this idea and then convinced his family members to go there. And now he is ready to move to that place on the next Sunday. So he was excited. He did some shopping as well for that purpose. And the next Sunday, they left for Vaishno Devi. The moment they reached there, they all things were booked, and how they had to move ahead and hike the 13-kilometer track. So everything was decided. They took the rest at hotel first, and then they were ready for hiking the track. In the midway, there are a few places that you have to uh, stay to reach the peak. So they had all of them had started together, but in the midway, a few of them lost somewhere, and others were not able to uh, think that how come they got left and where are they till now. So the others were worried because they had reached the first spot early, and since it had been decided that in but in the way, if somebody is lost, we would stay there and wait for others. But after waiting for an hour, they could not find anything, and then they decided that okay, maybe that we are not able to spot them. They might have gone to the another spot. Let's go there. And this is how they went on going there, and they completed the puja. But even after that, they were not able to meet together. So only while coming back, they found that somebody is waiting here. And then they found that they were so late that they are still waiting here only, and they have not reached the peak yet. So then they decided that okay, you go yourself to the peak and come back. We would wait here. And here is another spot. We would try to cover that spot in between. If you can cover that as well, it's okay. Otherwise, if you may cover in the next trip, because the main important spot is the peak, and you should cover that first. So that is how they completed their trip, and after that, they were glad that they finally they completed every spot, and they are together. Nobody is lost.
Lovely, lovely. Is this a true incident?
Not a true incident, but of course it is something like that, because my mother had lost. She had gone with a group of members, and then she lost in between, and then uh, she had the knowledge of the hotel. Though she is not a person who can travel on her own, yet since it is very comfortable in that area, that if you book a hotel, you can recall it. So luckily she had in her mind, so she came back to hotel, though she was tensed that maybe whether they will wait for me or not. But somehow she managed to reach the hotel, and there she found all others, and she was glad that she completed the journey,
Lovely,
and she is
lovely.
ready to move back to her home.
Yes, that she was safe and sound and no
Yeah,
trouble at all. Okay. A couple of things here. Pronunciation of trek. We have to make it
right.
different from track.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. I use this word. I mean, I completely lost the word trick, and I use this word. Yeah,
That's fine. No worries at all. And then peak. I think in some places you're saying peak correctly, but sometimes you're saying it too quickly. So we reached the peak of the mountain, and
okay,
I will pick it up later. So that pick and peak.
right. Peak and pick. Yes.
And just one sentence happened when you were telling about your mother's incident. You said, my mother had lost. That will reverse the meaning. Then you can say, my mother had lost her purse in the market, like that, not this.
Yeah,
Well,
she got lost.
exactly. She was lost. That is it.
Yeah.
All right, then that's an excellent story, completely amazing. Let's try one more here. This one is on desert, shooting star, and stranger.
Desert and
Shooting star and stranger.
okay. So there was an incident. I I had gone to visit uh, Rajasthan, and I was experiencing the desert there. In the night, I saw some shooting star, and there was a girl beside me. She was also looking at that, and she closed her eyes and thought something. So that recalled me an incident from a movie where we have seen that okay, if you look at the shooting star, you close your eyes and ask for something, and you think that that will be completed. So when that came across my mind, I somehow thought of asking that girl.
Hello.
So hello, Is it
Lost you
okay?
for 1 second. Yeah,
Okay.
you were saying that it reminded you of a movie.
Yeah. And then I thought of asking that girl that whether, oh, I mean, whatever she is doing, what is the purpose behind that? So I
Mm.
was quite, I was not sure how to start the conversation with, because I'm not good at starting conversation with a stranger. But then I simply look at her and see herself started saying those things to me. So I did not even have to ask her. She explained all that to me, and then she asked me that what did I ask uh, after looking at the stars. And I said that I don't believe in all this. So I was not even prepared about this, that if I look somehow, then I will do this. So I missed this opportunity, if you think that. And then she laughed at me and moved away to her own work.
All right. Ending was abrupt, but okay, that's how reality works. Just two things. First is, I think it wouldn't go well if you say that recalled me a moment. Let's say that reminded me of a scene from a movie.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, reminded,
Right.
of, and seen. Three things. And finally, I think you wanted to say, what did you ask for? Which shooting stars, the exact terminology would be wish. What did you wish for?
Yeah,
So we
what did you wish for? Right.
the complete sentence goes wishing on a shooting star. We also say wishing on an eyelash, wishing on flowers, dandelions, that way.
Okay.
Yes,
Good.
this is it for the session. It went well. Grammar wise, I feel sentence structure we can make much better for some sentences. So do check them out once so that we don't repeat those mistakes like mother got lost, or she was lost,
Right,
or she
right,
lost track of her team. We'll use some other words. Then pronunciation of trek, recall, remember, remind. All of these words, they are very similar, but they have to be used in different contexts. So do
right.
check. And rest, everything is going well. I'm hoping there's no doubt in today's session.
Yeah, sure.
All right, then this is it. Have a lovely and a peaceful day ahead. Take care.
Take care. Have a nice day. See
Thank
you in
you.
another session.
Sure.
Bye
Bye bye.
for now.